Doesn't have the right in the US to basically say a woman is an adult human female. It's permitted for her to be intimidated, lose her job, be screamed at, shouted at, and basically not taken very seriously. And I think it's really, really frightening. But most women, if they speak, they feel just empowered, which is a word that gets used a lot, and actually I don't even like it that much. But it is completely fitting that these women have been desperate to say these things, and then they get to say them. I'm stood in the craziness, and I look and there's somebody speaking to camera with their voice shaking and their speech is in their hands, and they're struggling to read because their hands are shaking so much. And I'm quite overwhelmed by how moving it is and what a difference that makes to that person's life, that even through fear, they manage to tell their story. I want women to talk in the street. I want them to be able to talk in the street and say things that they are desperate to speak out loud. I think there's a danger of often thinking that more people know about it than they do. And what's overwhelming is there is no political side that's willing to really stick up for women. We are a constituency all of our own. I think I speak to women. I don't speak for women, I speak to women, and hopefully embolden women to speak for themselves. I don't get to pick whether or not I'm the right person. That's up to other people. But if I just keep doing what I'm doing and I do it sincerely, then I think that transmits. I just know I'm right.
Hello, good afternoon. How the devil are you? I'm still ill. So yay! Oh God, I'm looking very frightening. I don't know what this I don't know what this is. I don't know whether I've got too much color. But either way, let's just make this far less terrible. I'm gonna warm you up and I'm I'm gonna tone down the color a little bit. Anyway, how are you? I'm wearing a lovely top. The message, it's quite interesting watching that because that was totally true at the time, and then Mr. Donald J. Trump threw his hat back in the ring, and America's such a different story now, isn't it? Yeah, I'm so sorry, I'm totally pasty, but yeah, enjoy my quiet voice because it won't last. Anywho, the best song, isn't it? The best song, isn't it? The best song. Okay, let's do a little bit of this. What happened? What happened all those years ago? Let me give you a tiny refresher. This is not the main event, but this is a pretty decent part of everything that happened. Um, So 2 years, 3 years. I get confused. I think it's 2 years ago. No, 2 years ago was New Zealand. This was 3 years ago. Anyway, 3 years ago, Jennifer Lau was making a movie, and as part of the movie, she had a panel discussion, and I went along. And Beth Seltzer of Let Women Save Women's Sports said, "Would I like to go to Atlanta?" I said, "Yes, I would." She said, "It's the NCAAs. It's the NCAAs, which is a college, like university swimming thing." And I was like, "I would like to do that." And they were going to do some things outside, and I'm not a great one for standing outside. And she said she could give me tickets to get in. And we stayed in a hotel near Atlanta, in Atlanta. And can I just say, there is a restaurant that myself and Madeline Cairns went to, which I think is amongst the best food I've ever eaten. And we had we have lobster and like shrimp, which in America is like the size of my arm. But it was, oh, it was so delicious. Anyway, I digress. In our hotel was the giant, that is Will Thomas. And that night, uh, or rather breakfast, I was so jet lagged, I can't tell you. And I remember Beth saying to me, come down, come down. Leah Thomas, like Will Thomas is in breakfast. Let's talk to him. You talk to him, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, that's not a good idea. We want this man to win. We don't want him to be harassed in his hotel. We want him to go along and win. And there are some other very colourful stories that I will have to tell you at some point about some of the maddest time I've ever had in the United States. I'm not going to lie. With some of the most dysfunctional, or certainly one of the most dysfunctional people I've ever met in my entire life. Really crazy stories that I can't share with you. But anyway, I can't share with you, but they're very funny and disturbing all at the same time. Anyway, so Beth and I go into the aqua something center. It wasn't aquarium, aqua something center. Anyway, it is a swimming pool. And you had like all the divers over here doing their amazing magic dives. And then you had Leah Thomas racing and I shout out cheat. And I'm sat next to Linda Blade, who's this amazing woman from Canada. And there is a man there, I think his name is James, who is an ex-Olympic women's sport trainer. There's Gina Hoke there. There's a lady called Joy. Amy Sousa's there. And so it's brilliant. And then Leah Thomas races. And I've got some footage of this. You'll have to look back at in my YouTube. Or better still, on Rumble, which is where you'll find everything I've ever done, including things that are deleted from YouTube or things that we currently make private because trans activists routinely report me all over the shop. Many times I can't even talk to you about it. Anyway. So Leah Thomas races, and in amongst the sort of couple of days, and I'll play probably the 3 main videos over today and tomorrow, 3 years ago, the anniversaries. And there's girls saying that they have to change in front of him. There's parents saying that they can't talk, like we're talking to them outside, we're having conversations with these people, and we're sort of asking them to tell us all about it, and they're saying that they can't talk about it to the press because if they talk about it outside of the arena, outside of their own family, even their daughters may lose their right to that university place, which means no free college, which means no amazing interviews and connections and networks after. I mean, it really is pernicious, vile, terrible, totalitarian kind of forcing girls to accept sexual assault, which is what it is, because they're all having to take their clothes off in front of this raging AGP pervert. And the coaches know, they're in on it. They're forcing the families to shut up. The parents have to stand aside and let their daughters go through it. Otherwise, their daughters lose their places. And I'm just going to tell you, people, I don't know that I would do that. But they're sort of thinking that these doors are wide open. This door of opportunity is wide open for these girls, right? Wide open for these girls because they're playing for, some of them have been in the Olympics. It's a massive thing. I don't think outside of the UK we can really understand what this means. Although maybe now that we've got all these university fees for, let's face it, pretty shit education. Now that we've got that, maybe there will be more scholarships. Maybe people are getting their fees paid, but I don't know. Anyway, and we're in this room, and I don't know how many people are watching. I feel like I'm not exaggerating if I say there's sort of 1,000 people in that room. And everyone can see him, and he's massive in comparison to the girls. women, young women, he is massive. His shoulders are enormous. He is huge. And then he has a race, and I don't think he wins one of them. And I think the butterfly he might win or draw with Riley Gaines. And we didn't know who Riley Gaines was, but we saw the pictures and how they're standing at the end. And I watched them all on those podiums. And you've got the pictures of Riley Gaines, I think it's Riley, and a couple of other people standing together. And then you've got Leah Thomas on his own. And everyone in that room, they know. They know he's a man. They know he's getting changed with their daughters. Everyone in that room knows. The girls know. The daughters know. The parents know. The coaches know. The news team know. And like, there's loads of news cameras and everything everywhere. It's not a small thing. It's a huge thing. And then he gets interviewed. And that's when I do this.
To my best friends and teammates, and we will compete. Thank you for stopping by.
He's a man!
So, everyone knows. I can't tell you what that feels like. I mean, maybe you've been in the situation yourself, but I can't tell you how it feels to not speak in that moment, because that's exactly what I always do. I can't tell you how it feels. I mean, I've got like some sort of condition where if the words are here, they come out here. Sometimes they don't even make it really that consciously there, and they come out here. And it was like an Emperor's New Clothes moment. It was. I did feel like the boy, but I was the only one that said it. I'm not saying there aren't other people that didn't know it. I'm not saying there aren't other people that didn't say something, but it just had to be said. I promise you, it broke the spell. Riley Gaines heard it. She talked about it. She heard it. People turned around. They heard it. It's so simple. We all knew he was a man. He knows he's a man. Everyone's pretending that they don't know that he's a man.
To my best friends and teammates, and we will compete. Thank you for stopping by.
He's a man!
So I just said it. And I do think it made a profound difference. It did so many things. I'm just going to talk you through some of those, some of the impact of.
He's a man!
Yes, I was there, JG. I was there. I was in the room. I shouted it. Now, why is it important? It's important for a number of things. Number one, it's important for my own brain, because I can't be somewhere where there's an injustice where it needs shouting about and say nothing. It's not who I am. It's not an act of bravery or courage. I promise you that. It might have been, if you were there and you said it, then it might have been an act of bravery for you, but it wasn't an act of bravery for me. It's kind of how I operate. It would have been an extraordinary act of courage for me to say nothing. I would feel much more frightened about not saying anything. Okay, so I'm just wondering why my lights are all weird. So anyway, so I wouldn't have been able to not say anything. That's the truth of that. So I had to speak. Number two, what it does is it says to people in those moments, words are very, very powerful. The truth is a really powerful thing. And what I think it communicates to other women all the time is that if I can do it, why can't you do it? If my voice is all right in that moment to speak, if I can do it, why can't you do it? Right? You don't need my permission to do it, but the fact that I can do it means you can do it. So I just encourage all women to do it just by leading by example and just saying, like, there's nothing special about me, right? I'm 5'1". I look my age. I'm 50. I'm overweight. I wear a lot of makeup. There's nothing remotely special about me, except that moment that when something needs to be said, I say it, and it honestly, I promise you, it would hurt me here. I would literally feel those words here had I not said them. So that's all that you have to do. You just have to say it. You're not going to burst into flames. I'll just show you one more time. So he was being interviewed. I probably should do a longer clip, really. But he was being interviewed, and as he's being interviewed,
To be here, to my best friends and teammates, and we will compete. Thank you for stopping by.
He's a man!
see, so easy. It's so easy. Now I'm going to show you the next couple of things because these also happened. This happened on the same day, I think, because there was only 2 days. So this is definitely part of day one. Are you ready? Because this clip, I think He's a Man has been shown loads and loads of times, millions and millions of times. But when I checked after about a month of this happening, this next clip had been seen by at least 60 million. Are you saying you think that his body is the same as the other girls in the pool?
Everybody is
His,
different.
no. Are you saying he doesn't have male organs?
So do you think that you know
Are you
everything
saying
about
he
him?
doesn't have male organs?
I don't think that she. I think you're twisting words, and I think you have no idea. Oh, actually, let me ask you.
Does he have? No, I'm a woman. That is not a woman.
Can I ask you a
That
question?
is not a woman.
Can I ask you a
Do
question?
you have ovaries?
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go on then ask me a question.
What's that?
Ask me a question.
Are you a biologist?
Oh my god, don't be ridiculous. No, I'm not a vet, but I know what a dog is. You rely on stupid arguments because you don't have an argument.
No, I have arguments. If you let me speak, we can talk about it.
I'm not an astrophysicist, but I know what space is.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you know how space works. I'm happy to have a real conversation with you if you'd like. If you want to have a
If
conversation.
you don't think this is going to destroy women's sports, if this is alright with you, then I'm sorry, but it's insane. It's absolutely insane. Look, if you want to support what I do, just to be an opportunist here, and you want, I'm not a vet, go over to the store, either one. I'm putting there, I'm not a vet, on offer. And it says, I'm not a vet, but I know what a dog is. So you can get it in blue, black. You can have a, maybe not. You can get a hoodie. Whatever you want, just get yourself something. So I'm not a vet, but I know what a dog is. And if we haven't got the hoodies up, which I'm not seeing here, then I will be putting them up this afternoon. That's very odd. So yes, I'm not a vet, but I know what a dog is. That's how I look. I don't ask for donations. That's not how most of the funding works at Let Women Speak. I basically sell you a t-shirt, and then with the profit from the t-shirt, I then go and change the conversations around the world. What can I say? I can't say fairer than that. I think you get a bargain, actually. So you get these amazing t-shirts, and then you get to wear it, you get to send the message, you get to start the conversation, you get to do all those amazing, magic, super wonderful things. And what I get to do is I get to peak the world on your behalf. So I just don't know anybody else who's doing that. Who else is doing that? Who else says, look, don't let me speak for you. I don't know better than you, but I'll just tell you that it's all right to speak, and then you can speak for yourself. So that's how that happened. That woman is a trans activist. She pretends to be a man. She sort of takes her top off a lot to show her scars. I can't remember her name, but she's a trans activist. She's a rabid trans activist. She was there to support Leah Thomas, Will Thomas. She was there to support him try and ruin women's sports.
Is he saying you think that his body is the same as the other girls in the pool?
Everybody is
His,
different.
no. Are you saying he doesn't have male organs?
So do you think that you know
Are you
everything
saying
about
he doesn't have male organs?
I don't think that she. I think you're twisting words, and I think you have no idea. Oh, actually, let me ask you.
Does he have? No, I'm a woman. That is not a woman.
Can I ask you a
That
question?
is not a woman.
Can I ask you a
Do
question?
you have ovaries?
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go on then ask me a question.
What's that?
Ask me a question.
Are you a biologist?
Oh my god, don't be ridiculous. I'm not a vet, but I know what a dog is. You rely on stupid arguments because you don't have an argument.
If you let me speak, we can talk about it.
I'm not an astrophysicist, but I know what space is.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you know how space works. I'm happy to have a real conversation with you if you'd like. If you want to have a
If
conversation.
you don't think this is going to destroy women's sports, if this is alright with you, then I'm sorry, but it's insane. It's absolutely insane.
There. Anyway, I thought I'd just play it because I'm very proud of myself. I'm not gonna lie. I think these little things, these little kind of these moments that totally just break the argument, breaks the spell, means that everybody can just kind of laugh, repeat, say it, talk about it. It totally changes things. I look, it's funny, right? I mean, more than anything, it's very funny, and I'm relatively quick when it came to that. That just came out my mouth, and then it chimes with people, and then people are talking about it, and people that don't feel that they talk about it, that they can usually talk about it, they've got these little things that they can go to, and it's kind of a peak kind of cultural moment, and it's funny. And then the following day, and I'm sure I'll play more of this tomorrow, but the following day, I met an AGP, and I can tell you it's the following day because I've got "I'm not a vet" on my T-shirt that I quickly got printed in the mail.
On the basis of the comfort, hang on the basis of the comfort and dignity of girls and women, I'm asking you, telling you, please do not use women's spaces. It makes them feel uncomfortable.
My girls and the other women I am with are very comfortable with me in the bathroom.
Well,
and the locker room.
fortunately, I'm not your daughter, and my daughter is also not your daughter.
Oh, that's right.
And she
So
would
she
feel.
should stay.
She would feel very uncomfortable. No, I
Interrupt
right.
me.
No,
Come on,
you
excuse
interrupted me.
Excuse
You
me.
interrupted
I'm not
me.
here for a debate. Beth, do you mind?
Right.
I would ask you to please call off your dog.
I beg your pardon. And I'm asking you as a mother. I'm asking you as a mother. Do not use female spaces.
And I'm
It
very
makes
uncomfortable.
women and
As
girls
a
feel
mother-
very
as a
uncomfortable.
mother,
You
I
are
am-
not. How dare you?
As
You
a
are
mother,
not a
I am very.
You're not a You'll never birth your children. You're not a mother, Dawn.
Right,
I did
I'm
the
just
job of
look,
mom, which is
I
even
was
more
asking-
important.
I was
Good old whatever his name is. So that also happened. I mean, this was quite an eventful when it comes to kind of moments, peak moments that really do change the conversation. Come on, how can you not be purchasing as much as you can possibly afford to make sure that I can continue going and peak transing the world? Because there are many ways to do this, but there's nothing more effective than a very, very clever, short little thing that gets shared everywhere and people can talk about it and it gives them permission to carry on. Like, how much did that cost? Well, it cost a trip to America. A lot cheaper than a court case. And I'm not talking about women who have been treated badly by their employer and then they take it to a tribunal. And in the case of Sandy Peggy, I don't even think she asked for money. I don't think she even put her hand out for a crowdfunder. But there are, I don't know how much money has gone out for court cases but I don't think they trickle down quite as effectively as just a well-timed, witty little comment. So that's what I'm saying. I don't want to boast, but I've changed the conversations in countries because of that clip there. I was on Tucker Carlson, and then and then in the March I was on like his long show, and he's one of the most watched, if not the most watched, TV news anchor journalist in the world, and he was still at Fox then. And so that because of that funny moment, the I'm not a vet moment, that I was on that. And that's that's how we shift the culture, right? We pull it back. We just break it. We break the spell of this nonsense with these clever little moments. And that's what I bring to this. It's just what I bring to this. So if you'd like to see this continue, then go and get yourself a little, I'm not a vet, but I know what a dog t-shirt is, or go and get yourself a nice little dog cat thing. So yeah. Anyway, I hope you've been enjoying this today. I think for me, I don't know, which is your best moment? Is it this?
To my best friends and teammates, and we will compete. Thank you for stopping by.
Is he saying you think that his body is the same as the other girls in the pool?
Everybody is
His,
different.
no. Are you saying he doesn't have male organs?
So do you think that you know
Are you
everything
saying
about
he doesn't have male organs?
I'm not. I don't think that she. I think you're twisting words, and I think you have no idea. Oh, actually, let me ask you.
Does he have? No, I'm a woman. That is not a woman.
Can I ask you a
That
question?
is not a woman.
Can I ask you a
Do
question?
you have ovaries?
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go on, then ask me a question.
What's that?
Ask me a question.
Are you a biologist?
Oh my god, don't be ridiculous. No, I'm not a vet, but I know what a dog is. You rely on stupid arguments because you don't have an argument.
No, I have arguments. If you let me speak, we can talk about it.
I'm not an astrophysicist, but I know what space is.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you know how space works. I'm happy to have a real conversation with you if you'd like. If you want to have a
If
conversation.
you don't think this is going to destroy women's sports, if this is alright with you, then I'm sorry, but it's insane. Absolutely insane.
Oh, anyway, right. Enough of praising myself. Someone has to, right? This is the work I do. This is what we do here at Let Women Speak. Whether it's billboards, whether it's waking the world up, whether it's traveling all over and handing a woman a microphone and saying, "You are enough to speak. Just damn well speak. Just say it out loud." That's what we do. So, if you can point to the tired little emperor and say you have definitely got your penis out, then I promise we will win. If you can get yourself something nice so I can carry on peeking the world, then I promise we will win. And do you know why else we're going to win? Well, it's because I never lose.
Gave me the drive, for I'm all aglow and alive. What a day this has been, what a rare mood I'm in. Why, it's almost like being in love. There's a smile on my face for the whole human race.